What up, schmucks? It's Ace Trainer Liam, and welcome to another episode of MetroMania. For those who aren't aware, if you've been living under a rock for a while, or, you just happen to have not found the channel before, that's an option. MetroMania is an ongoing 16 Pokemon Metronome only double battle tournament to determine the MetroMania Champion, and this season we're focusing on Mega Evolved Pokemon. If you're already a fan of MetroMania, make sure you hit the like button, show your appreciation for the series, and of course hit subscribe if you're new so that you don't miss an episode. Now we're in Heat 4 this week. This season has been hotting up from the start, and it's only going to get better from this point on, I absolutely guarantee. But before we get into today's battles, we need to take a look at the all-important brackets. Last week we saw the dominant force that is Salamence basically methodically wipe the floor with Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl, unfortunately, it was able to get a win in the first round, but that was only because one of the Mega Salamence decided it was going to use Explosion and kind of give a false start to Aerodactyl. So Aerodactyl, unfortunately, wasn't able to capitalize on that in the further rounds and fell to a very, very powerful Salamence. So Salamence moves on to quarterfinal 2, but of course, it can't be there alone. On its way to the semi-finals, it needs an opponent in the quarterfinals, and of course, what opponent are we going to have? We're going to find out today. It's either going to be Mega Houndoom or Mega Ampharos. Let's see the action. So here we go, Heat 4 of MetroMania Season 3. We are halfway through the heats. It's Mega Houndoom versus Mega Ampharos for a place in quarterfinal 2 on the road to becoming MetroMania Champion. Will it be Mega Houndoom? Will it be Mega Ampharos that takes the victory here and moves on to face Big Bad Salamence in the next round? We will see. As regular Mega Houndoom starts things off, foul play. What a great move for a Houndoom to start off with. Not the best attack stat on Ampharos, but still a decent amount of damage done there. Great start by Mega Houndoom. And here we see Gravity coming out from the shiny Houndoom there. Going to bring the Gravity into effect for the next few turns, intensify that Gravity. It's going to be beautiful. How will Ampharos respond with that beautiful L'Oreal hair? Gyro Ball, not going to be that effective on a Fire-type Pokemon, unfortunately, so not the best of starts for Ampharos. How will the pink Ampharos, the shiny Ampharos, start things off? It goes for round. Very interesting there. So that'll do a nice bit of special damage there. Great amount of damage done to the Houndoom. Basically, about as much damage on the shiny Houndoom as is on the shiny Ampharos. We see a Strength Sap coming out though from regular Houndoom. Won't absorb any HP, but will drop the attack stat of regular Ampharos there. As shiny Houndoom looks to follow up, could use a Strength Sap of its own, to be honest. Going for Sheer Cold, but it is avoided by one of the Ampharos. Very, very lucky there. That would have been a one-hit KO. And here comes Hammer Arm. That is going to be super effective from shiny Ampharos onto shiny Houndoom, bringing it down to 20 HP and lowering the speed of that Ampharos. But the Ampharos team are the slower team anyway, so that's not a massive factor. And here comes regular Ampharos following up with Mud Sport, going to weaken the power of electricity, which really puts Ampharos at a disadvantage, really, because electric attacks are kind of its thing. But okay, you go for it, my dude. Here's regular Houndoom going for Fire Pledge. It is going to be resisted, but it's also going to be Stab on that regular Ampharos there. Nice little bit of chip damage there from the regular Houndoom. As the shiny Houndoom goes for a Flame Charge, again, it's going to be resisted by the Dragon-type Ampharos, but it's going to increase the speed of this shiny Houndoom there. Man, a Trick Room would really mess things up right now for the Houndoom team. Here is regular Ampharos retaliating with Thunderfang, but it's weakened the power because of that Mud Sport, so it's not going to do much damage at all there to that regular Houndoom. How will the shiny Ampharos follow up? Going to follow up with a U-turn. That will be neutral damage, but it's not quite enough there to do a decent amount of damage to that Houndoom. Ampharos really needs to stick to the special attacks, I reckon. Here's shiny Houndoom. Memento going to knock itself out to lower the attack and special attack of that shiny Ampharos harshly as well. 2 stages, but it does mean that that 20 hit points is gone and shiny Houndoom bows out, but it was probably going to get knocked out this turn anyway. Now its partner just has to be very careful with how it plays. It goes for Vital Throw onto that shiny Ampharos, bringing it down to less than half HP, but it's got to be very careful here against 2 very powerful Pokemon. Here's regular Ampharos with Imprison. I'm going to say that's turn 1. I'm going to say that's because that's disabled Metronome. And anyone that's watched Metromania knows that a disabled Metronome means that you're pretty much going to lose. Because now, until this Imprison wears off, this Houndoom can only struggle. And it's only got about 2 struggles worth of hit points left. So unless these Ampharos really mess up and like both use Memento one after the other, this Houndoom is going down. And here is a camouflage from regular Ampharos. Going to camouflage itself as the normal type. Great move there, you know. Change yourself from Dragon and Electric to normal. And we see Heart Swap coming out from the shiny Ampharos. Kind of must know that this Houndoom is pretty much a goner at this point. Gravity returns to normal. What is Houndoom going to do? It's probably, I was wrong, maybe it has 3 struggles in it. Well, this will be the second one, bringing it down very close to being knocked out there. I think it definitely has just 1 more struggle left in it. And here's shiny Ampharos with a Bulldoze. That's going to be super effective on everybody, and it is enough to get the win on the Houndoom. The Houndoom was in a very difficult position there. So Houndoom will faint. That's 1-0 to Ampharos there. Houndoom, unfortunately, are now at a disadvantage. They need 2 victories if they want to go through to face Salamence in the next round to potentially proceed to the semi-finals after, well, we've got to think about the quarterfinals first, let's face it. As we see the Mold Breaker ability coming out from both the Ampharos there, as they get ready, they must be feeling supremely confident right now against these 2 Houndoom. Shiny Houndoom is going to start this battle off with a Lunar Dance, but it is going to fail, unfortunately. So not a great start for the Houndoom team, who are certainly backed up against a wall here. Soft Boiled as well, waste of a turn on the first round. They could have used that later on. It's over to Ampharos to get things started. Shiny Ampharos goes for Bug Buzz. That is going to be neutral on that shiny Houndoom. Great damage there. That great special attack stat of Mega Ampharos. Unreal. Here comes regular Mega Ampharos going for Night Slash. That will be resisted by the Dark type Houndoom, and they'll appreciate the physical damage rather than the special attacks there, which are Ampharos's forte. What's going to happen next as we see regular Houndoom is going to go for Fire Spin. It's going to be resisted, but it's going to do Fire Spin damage each turn on that shiny Ampharos. So that's a great start now for the Houndoom team. As shiny Houndoom gets ready, it's going to fire back with Sweet Scent and lower the evasiveness of its opponents. I mean, sure, you want to guarantee things will hit. I guess that's a smart play for the start. I guess do it while you've got such high HP. But at the same time, you want to start on the offensive right now. You want to start taking down these Ampharos. As shiny Ampharos goes for Vice Grip onto the regular Houndoom, a little bit of chip damage there is bringing that Houndoom down slowly but surely. And we see Venushot coming out from regular Ampharos. That is a special attack. Does a great amount of damage to that shiny Houndoom there. That is, ooh, it's looking dangerous for the Houndoom team. It really is. What will Houndoom do to retaliate? Here comes regular Houndoom. Gonna go for Thunder on an Electric and Dragon type. That's gonna be 4 times resisted, so not the best idea. But you do you. Did more damage than I thought it would, but given that it's a really small amount of damage on a critical hit, it's not really saying much. Here's shiny Houndoom. It's going to go for Fusion Bolt, another Electric type attack. Brilliant. What are these Houndoom thinking? Do they not know what position they're in right now? So here we go. Tiniest little bit of chip damage there to that Mega Ampharos. It's going to respond. It doesn't look pleased at all. Doesn't look impressed. Going to go for Return. Going to do a little bit of normal type damage there to that regular Houndoom. But of course, its physical attack just isn't really up to scratch. Here comes shiny Ampharos with Coil. Going to increase its attack and accuracy, I believe. There's its attack rising, and there's its defense rising, and its accuracy. I forgot defense, no biggie. There's the Fire Spin damage on that Ampharos, which it's going to be feeling for the next few turns. Houndoom really needs to get out of the gate right now. What's it going to do? It's got to have something up its sleeve. It's going to go for Icicle Spear. Now, that's going to be super effective on that Ampharos, but of course, Houndoom's more of a special attacker than a physical attacker, so it's not doing a great deal. Only gets the 2 hits on the Icicle Spear. That might have been the saving grace for this Houndoom team. Who knows? Here's the shiny Houndoom going for a Moonblast. That's much better. That's a special attack, and that is super effective on shiny Ampharos. Brings it so close to being knocked out. That Ampharos was very, very lucky to remain in for that long off that Moonblast. Here's a Power Split. Don't know how smart that's going to be. There's it sharing the power with its target, and here comes the regular Ampharos. Let's see if it actually uses an offensive move right now. Triple Kick. That is going to be super effective. 2 hits off that triple kick on the regular Houndoom there. And the Fire Spin is going to take down that shiny Ampharos. I forgot about the Fire Spin. Down goes shiny Ampharos. So it's 1 Ampharos versus 2 Mega Houndoom. But Ampharos still looks to be sitting pretty with quite a lot of HP. Here comes shiny Houndoom. Going to go for Judgment onto that Mega Ampharos there. So the Judgment is going to rain down on Ampharos and do a great amount of damage there. That was an incredible critical hit off that Judgment. That was fantastic. What will regular Houndoom do to follow this up? It's going to go for Power Trick. I mean, great. You know, swap your attack and defense. Don't don't really think that's going to be great for Houndoom, but you do you, my dude. As Ampharos has an opportunity to fire back here, what will it do? Defog. Brilliant. It's going to go for Defog. So it's going to lower the evasiveness of just the regular Houndoom there. What a badly timed defog here. So here we go. Regular Houndoom is going to go for gravity and intensify the gravity on the field right now. As Mega Ampharos looks on, still looks very, very unimpressed. Very, very nonplussed with its opponents right now. And here is Shiny Houndoom going for Psybeam. Will it be enough on that Mega Ampharos? It is enough, and finally Houndoom ties things up. As we go into round 3 with... I really didn't think this would go to round 3. I honestly thought... I thought this was going to be a 2-0. But Houndoom is fighting back. It is ready. It wants to go to the quarterfinals and face Salamence. This is how important winning Metromania is to these Pokemon. This is how important being in the final alone is. So we see Houndoom starting proceedings off. Regular Houndoom is going to start things off with Telekinesis. It's going to hurl one of these Ampharos up into the air. It's the Shiny Ampharos that's hurled into the air for the next few turns as Shiny Houndoom gets ready to fire Sunsteel Strike. Now that is going to be 4 times resisted because of course Electric and Dragon Pokemon both resist steel type moves, but it looked absolutely beautiful. Testament to Shiny Houndoom for giving it a try. Incinerate, which is not going to be very effective, hitting both Houndoom there from the regular Ampharos. What will its shiny counterpart do? What's it got in store? Maybe something more effective than an Incinerate. Goes for Circle Throw. That'll be more effective than an Incinerate on that shiny Houndoom. Great amount of damage there for a physical move from an Ampharos onto a Houndoom. That was really, really good. What will shiny Houndoom do to follow up on that? How will it respond? Gonna go for Flower Shield, and it's gonna fail. That was very, very unfortunate. Not much of a retaliation there. As regular Mega Houndoom comes to fire back with Luster Purge. Here we go. Onto that regular Ampharos. How much damage will it do? A little bit of chip damage there, but it does get the special defense drop on that Ampharos, which is a great opportunity for the special attacking Houndoom. And here comes Shiny Ampharos with a knockoff onto a Dark type. Not going to do a great deal of damage there, but chip damage, any damage is better than no damage here in Metromania. And here we see regular Ampharos. It is going to go with Crush Claw, which may do a little bit of damage there, but again, Ampharos not really known for its physical prowess, but it does get the defense drop on that Houndoom, which means any physical attacks are going to do more damage to regular Houndoom. A Shiny Houndoom jumps in with a headbutt, maybe hoping to flinch the Mega Ampharos there. Not a great deal of damage because, again, physical attacks in this battle are not really anyone's forte. And here's Camouflage from regular Houndoom, going to change itself from Dark and Fire to Normal. Very interesting there. How will that play out? I have no idea. Unless Ampharos gets really lucky with some fighting type moves. Air Slash coming out from Mega Ampharos, although saying that fighting type moves would have been super effective anyway. So really, it's a smart play by Houndoom for getting rid of all its weaknesses from the fire type. And also giving itself, Happy Hour coming out from regular Ampharos. Giving itself immunity to ghost type moves might be a saving grace later on, who knows. And Shiny Ampharos is freed from Telekinesis, but is yet to take any damage in this battle. Very interesting. And here's regular Houndoom with Swallow, but it hasn't stockpiled anything, so it doesn't get to restore its HP, unfortunately for Houndoom. And here's Shiny Houndoom going for Roar, but you can't switch anyone out in these battles because there are only teams of 2. This gives Ampharos an opportunity to lay the smackdown on these Pokemon with a Bullet Seed, although that is going to be resisted by the Fire type. It is going to be 1 hit. I think if it gets 5 hits, it still won't knock out this Houndoom. We're getting a 3rd hit. Will we see a 4th or a 5th? We only get 3 hits off the Bullet Seed, but it's still... That Houndoom's in a very scary situation right now, as we see Shiny Ampharos going for Gear Up, but that's going to fail as well. Houndoom has an opportunity to turn things around, but it needs to be very, very careful here because one of its Pokemon, the Shiny, it has very low HP. Blue Flare is absolutely beautiful and does a decent amount of damage, but is resisted by Ampharos, but does get the burn, so that Ampharos is on borrowed time right now, as we see Shiny Houndoom. What's it going to do to take advantage of this? Going to go for Grass Pledge. That is going to be resisted, but again, it brings that Ampharos within 1 burn, so this Ampharos will faint at the end of this turn. This may be the opportunity. Thunderbolt coming out though. That's Ampharos's forte. Massive damage there, taking down regular Houndoom. We're down to 1 Houndoom, but we're going to be down to 1 Ampharos in a minute. Shiny Ampharos is gearing up. It's going to go for heal order, but its HP is full right now. The burn will take down the regular Ampharos, so it's one very weak Houndoom against one full HP Shiny Ampharos. What will Shiny Houndoom do here? It has to take advantage of Ice-type moves and Ground-type moves. Goes for Karate Chop. That will be neutral, but won't do a great deal of damage. You need something like Earth Power right now, or Ice Beam. Here's Ampharos going for Lock-On. It is gearing up. It is making sure it is ready to take down this Houndoom. What will Houndoom do to capitalize right here? It's got 19 hit points. It could really do with some kind of healing move right now. Goes for Whirlpool. It's not going to be very, very effective, but if Houndoom can take this, can keep itself on the field for a bit longer, that Ampharos will take Whirlpool damage. Here comes Ampharos firing back with Water Sport, going to weaken the power of Fire-type moves, making the already not very effective Fire-type moves even less powerful. So Houndoom needs to avoid Fire, maybe go for some Dark-type moves. There's that Whirlpool damage, which will slowly eat away at this Ampharos. What will Houndoom do in response? It's got an opportunity to go all the way here. Goes for Toxic Thread. So now this Ampharos is going to take poison damage, and it's going to take Whirlpool damage at the end of its turn, which means that this Houndoom does have an opportunity. This Houndoom is not out of the woods yet, but it's certainly not counted out yet either. What will Ampharos do in response? It's gonna go for Solar Blade. It's got 2 turns to do this move. This gives Houndoom an opening. There's the poison damage. Here comes the Whirlpool damage. Houndoom needs either a really big move next turn, or a fly, a bounce, a dig, or a dive to get itself out of harm's way of the Solar Blade, because I don't know if it can survive a Solar Blade. Goes for Leaf Tornado, and it misses. Here comes the Solar Blade from Ampharos. Is it going to be enough to take down this 19 HP Houndoom? It is, and Ampharos goes through to the quarterfinals to face Salamence. Houndoom goes down. Here is your winner of Heat 4. It is Mega Ampharos as it moves on. What a victory. Houndoom put up a great fight, but it just wasn't enough to take down Ampharos. I kind of alluded to this at the end of last week's episode, that I thought maybe one of these Pokemon would sweep the other. Even though that didn't turn out to be the case, I genuinely thought that going into this, that Ampharos would just wipe the floor with Houndoom, because Houndoom isn't really known for its defenses. But it did manage to hold its own for quite a while, even gaining a victory over Ampharos, which I really didn't see coming. Obviously, having said that, it was all in vain for Houndoom anyway, because it wasn't able to defeat Ampharos in the final round. Ampharos moves on to face Salamence, and oh my god. Like, I think if either Houndoom or Ampharos was going to have a chance to take down Salamence, my money would have been on Ampharos to do the job. So I'm really excited to see quarterfinal 2, to see Salamence versus Ampharos. It's just a shame, because I really like Houndoom. Houndoom's one of my favorite megas, to see it go out so early, bit of a shame, really. Next week's Metromania might actually be the shortest Metromania in the history of Metromania, because we've got 2 Pokemon that hit super hard, but also are a little bit fragile in the form of Absol and Beedrill, so prepare for a short one. It might be fast and furious and very, very quick. Kind of like your dad in bed. But of course, that's next week, whereas this episode of Metromania has now come to an end. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people do down here, you can do so via Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainer Liam. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.